Hello, what is going on, guys? Hockey Guy 1 here. Welcome to my review of It 2017. So It 2017 is directed by Andy Muschietti and stars Jaden Liber, Bill Skarsgård, Jeremy Ray Taylor, Sophia Lillis, Finn Wolfhard, Wyatt Oleff, Chosen Jacobs, and Jack Dylan Grazer. The story is about Bill and the Losers Club who try and stop Pennywise from paying more, and I have to find out more about this missing children thing and how they have been doing that, and they have to try and stop Pennywise from doing it more. So the story is really good. I mean, they do a good job at acting out the story, and it's being a bit different from a normal horror movie, which I like how they do that. It's kind of how a lot of these missing children, including one of them being Georgie even, and I really like how they do that, and it's just makes it a pretty well crafted story, and is just pretty well done for a horror movie. The structure is pretty much brilliant, honestly. I mean, you have the first act, which introduces our characters, showing off each one in their normal lives, and I like how they do that, and it really makes it more, and that really does a good job at knowing our characters more. And then the second act is where I do all these adventures trying to find out more about Pennywise and what's going on with this event and what they're hallucinating, and there's the third act, which is where they chase down Pennywise after he captures Beverly, and I like how they do that. It's actually a really well structured story, and it's what makes the story really good, is it's a really consistent structure that does really well. And this film does have very good pacing. I mean, this movie does feel like a 2-hour movie. It is that well paced. I mean, it's exactly its runtime, because each scene really does connect with each other and doesn't really drag on for too long. So it does feel like a 2-hour movie, and does a great job pacing this movie. Honestly, I'm pretty mixed on the horror elements. Like, there are some scary scenes, like that whole You'll Float 2 scene is pretty scary. I mean, it's pretty terrifying how they kind of make him repeat that, and make it, and as well as, like, all the things that happen when they're in the abandoned house. It's pretty scary, but I am pretty mixed on it, but I'll get more into why on the horror elements that I don't really like and the negatives. Bill's character is really well written. I mean, and you can feel for him because he did lose his brother Georgie, so you get why he wants to go into the abandoned house and see what's going on. And I like how that kind of character is written, as well as his character as the leader of the Losers Club is really well written. I mean, they do a good job with that and how it's developed as a leader, and is really well done because she does develop into more of a leader over time throughout the movie, as she does trust when they say more and more throughout the movie. Beverly is the girl in the group, and I think they do a good job writing her character for what she is. I mean, and she is kind of this one character that's bullied, and then they do kind of show off her character trait of how nice she really is, because of how you can see that she's the one person that signs Ben's book, and that does really show off her character and what she actually is, which is a pretty good introduction to her character. But what I really like is how well developed she is with the team, as she is kind of the smarts of the Losers Club, because she does know what's going on and knows that you kind of have to stick together, which is what kind of makes her character the brains, kind of. I mean, as well, it's just, there's that she kind of wants to just be more with them, with her relationship with her dad, and it's kind of resolved by getting captured, which is the best they could have done, but I think they did a good job with that, and it just does do a pretty good job with writing her character. Ben is a very compelling character in the Losers Club, as he's kind of that new guy in school who no one really knows about, but as a Losers Club member, he does kind of develop more and how he gets more friends throughout this movie, which is what kind of makes his character pretty well written, as they do a good job with him, as well as kind of relationship with this Beverly is done pretty well, as it is kind of like being nice to him, it kind of causes that at the end, then they kind of kissing each other, and that's pretty much a big part of his character, and I like how they do that. Richie's kind of the comic relief of this movie, and he works as that, as he does throw out some pretty good jokes, and is pretty funny for 9 and 10, and really does work as that kind of role. Eddie is a pretty well-written character. I mean, like all the other Losers Club members, he does have a bad relationship with his parents, but like, as his character, he is done pretty well. I mean, you can kind of feel for him, because I mean, he's the one with all the health issues, and just kind of quits out the worst time of his parents, but like, kind of comes back in, and later, and it's kind of development, I guess. I mean, it's just kind of the character traits that he has that makes him a pretty well-written character for what he is. Mike's kind of written as a character who doesn't go to the same school. He's homeschooled, but he is bullied by Henry like all the others, which kind of has him tie in with the Losers Club, and I like that. I mean, it's pretty well-written character. I mean, it's different from all the other ones, and does kind of feel more being friends with them, and it's pretty well done for his characters, to be honest. And there's Henry Bowers, who's just kind of the bully. I mean, he's not a part of the Losers Club, obviously. He bullies them, and he works pretty well as that. I mean, his character is pretty intimidating as a bully. I mean, he's not just your typical bully. I mean, he literally looks like he might want to kill him. I mean, he pretty much just like cuts his name on Ben and tries that, and it's pretty intimidating. I mean, it kind of makes him more than just like your typical bully, as he does want to do more, and it's just kind of well written for those characters. There's Pennywise as the horror villain for this. I mean, he's really well done on it as his character. I mean, he's pretty intimidating. I mean, he goes and kind of tricks Georgie to do that, which is kind of what makes him scary. I mean, there are a few kills that aren't really that scary, but that's about it. But the way he kills Georgie especially is pretty scary, and as well as just how intimidating he is. I mean, even without a motivation, he's still pretty good for what he is, as he's still really intimidating is what he does. Because, I mean, he has an unknown motivation, but it's still very intimidating, and I like how that's written. Each actor and actress of the Losers Club does do a really good job at feeling like their character and really looking confident in their role, which is really good considering they're still kind of kid actors, and they do really good with their acting, and really each one really does feel like the character and looks like they want to be there. Bill Skarsgård really looks like he's having a lot of fun in the role as Pennywise, and looks like he really wants to be there. I mean, he does a really good job with his delivery, and actually it does look like he's having fun because of it, and honestly, he does do about as good as Tim Curry does. I mean, and he does really deliver his lines so well that he can be intimidating even when he's not really meant to be that much of a moment. Score is really good. I mean, it really does fit the moment and does feel like the moment more because of the way it's done. I mean, they do a really good job with that, and as well as the song at the beginning, the intro just really fits the movie very well, as it's a pretty intimidating song that makes the movie sound really scary, and I think that works perfectly for a horror movie. Cinematography is just fantastic. I mean, they use the correct camera angle for each scene, which I really like how they do that, and it doesn't really overuse a single shot, and does use each shot at the right time, and I like that, and as well as lighting is done pretty well. I mean, even in scenes that are supposed to be dark, you can still see it well because of that, and as well as that, it does overall have really good cinematography. Even the looks of Derry, Maine does look really well. I mean, it looks like a suburb, and I like how they do that. It's a good with the set designs there. That said, I do have a couple of negatives. Like I said earlier, how I was mixed on the horror elements. I mean, the horror elements that I really didn't like is how, like, there's some scenes, how they made Pennywise do all those CGI twitches and running up and at them, and honestly, those weren't really that intimidating. I feel like it was a bit overused because they used it in multiple scenes, and it kind of just wore out because it wasn't that scary after the first time, and it just doesn't really work that much to begin with. Kills don't really feel that intimidating in this movie. I mean, other than Georgie's, none of them really feel that intimidating that much, to be honest with you. I mean, the other kills, like, involve Henry killing his dad in his sleep, and honestly, the other ones are pretty forgettable. And this one is just kind of manipulation from Pennywise, and it honestly doesn't really feel that brutal, to be honest. And there's not really that much more for these kills, to be honest, and it doesn't really feel that intimidating. But other than that, I don't really have any other negatives. Overall, It 2017 is a fantastic horror movie and it's one of the best of 2017. And I'm going to give It 2017 a 9 out of 10. That was my review of It 2017. What are your thoughts on It 2017? Tell me in the comments below. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.